Okay guys, Dan Book Nook Noggin here, and this is going to be a short one. This is another little Chad Lutzke, little novella by Chad Lutzke. I think this is my second one by him that I have read, and I'm here to tell you about Stirring the Sheets. Now, I gotta admit, I fucking love it when an author incorporates the title of the book, novella, whatever it is, within the story. I feel like every time I read that, I feel like I've found a little Easter egg, and it makes me so happy, and I feel accomplished. Yes, I know I'm weird. Don't judge me. But yeah, this is a small book. Goodreads, I think, says it clocks in at 130 pages. But I'm going to tell you flat out, a lot of that's just fluff. It's really only like 100 pages. And there are some blank spots between chapters, so it's not even really that long. You see how small this book is, right? Interesting cover, by the way. I forgot who the cover artist was. It's mentioned in the back of the book. But I'm not going to keep rambling about like that stuff. We're here to talk about this book. I know that a lot of people, I feel like, are drawn to this. Like, I think the big selling point that I heard anyways was that this book is about a guy who's a mortician, comes across a body that looks like his deceased wife, brings it home and sleeps in a bed with it. Now, if you're hoping for this kind of grotesquerie kind of thing, this is not Dead Inside by Chandler Morrison, I think, because I heard stuff about the book. Didn't read it, but if you're looking for grotesque kind of stuff, it's not here. You're not going to find it here. This is not that kind of book, and I wish that people would stop trying to you know, put this book out there as like, oh my god, it's horror, it's grotesque. It's not even really horror. I'm going to say this is horror adjacent. But the main point, the main thing I got out of this book is it's about grief. And I just want to throw out there, the best book about grief I've ever read was by Richard Matheson, What Dreams May Come. Check out that one. It is an epic journey of grief and love, and yeah. But enough of that. Let's talk more about Stirring the Sheets, which I didn't even know. I was not even familiar with the term Stirring the Sheets, but I love it. I didn't know that it was a euphemism for having sex. Like, I never heard that term before, but I like it. It's a nice little phrase. So you got the main character, Emmett, and yes, he is a mortician, he's elderly, he's a senior citizen, and his wife has been abruptly taken from him. And there's even one point in the story where he's kind of thinking of how things went, and if she maybe would have got cancer, or if it would have been something they could plan for, it wouldn't have been such a loss, it wouldn't have been so much grief abruptly, because she died in a car accident, like unexpectedly. And he kind of wonders, did she die instantly, or did she burn and suffer and stuff like that. And it's just like, you could see, like, being that this guy's a senior citizen, this is his life partner, this is his, his soulmate, this is his wife that he's known for years and years and years, and all of a sudden she's just gone. She's just gone. And dude has to deal with it. And this is just mainly him trying to deal with it. The guy has like little shrines to his wife. He's got like little corners of the house that have got pictures of her. He's got like, he hasn't changed the sheets because he's hoping that the pillowcase is still going to retain the scent of her strawberry shampoo on her pillowcase. And he questions at one point, has the smell faded away from that because she's been gone so long? And how the shape of her body is still on the bed. And yeah, he does come across a corpse that looks like a much younger version of his wife. And he brings it home, he throws one of her dresses on it, and he does put it in the bed, and he sleeps with it one night. But that is such a minor aspect of this story, guys. At one point, I will admit, some of the events were kind of predictable. I wasn't 100% sure how I was going to feel about this. It is a very short story. It is very short. I really wasn't sure how I was going to, when I was like maybe almost halfway through this, I wasn't sure how I was going to feel about it, because Chad Lutzke has a way with words. I love the way he writes. He kind of slow builds it. He lets you get to know Emmett. He lets you know that he's a man of habits, that he's, you know, he takes pride in his work and that kind of stuff. And he's just a loyal, kind of good person. And we get that from Chad Lutzke's description of the guy. And you kind of feel bad for him. And then we have interactions with his neighbors and some of the neighbors. And I kind of feel like I want to root for the guy. And I was kind of hoping at one point he was going to have a happy ending. And I'm not going to spoil it. I don't want to spoil it for you, because this was a beautiful piece. It was really well written. I really enjoyed it. But if you are expecting it to be grotesque, you're going to be disappointed, because that's not what this book about. This is about a guy dealing with the loss of his wife and how he's got to move on all of a sudden, you know, like he just doesn't know what to do. And it's kind of sad. I thought it was kind of poignant, and I really enjoyed it. I liked it. I gave this a 4 out of 5 star rating, guys, on Goodreads. Definitely is the keeper. It's not one. I know some books you'll read and you'll be like, I'm going to donate that one to the little free library, or I'm going to sell that one. But this one's a keeper. I really enjoyed this. Of course, as always, if you have not read this, I will have a link to Amazon down below for you to pick up a copy of this for yourselves. And if you would like to help support my channel, by all means, hit that subscriber button, hit that notification bell, and I have a coffee link if you want to donate a few bucks. You could all use a little cha-ching, cha-ching, baby. But yeah, that's all I got for you guys. There's not much I can really talk about this book, because it was such a short book. There's not much more in-depth. I mean, I could tell you a little more about, you know, like certain events, but I feel like that's going to ruin your enjoyment of the book. That's all I got for you guys. Till next time, later.